Since living with a woman, I've discovered there's a correct way to dry off when you're done showering. You see, for the first part of my adult life, I would just step out of the shower, grab a towel, and dry off. Now, apparently you want to stay in the shower, making sure your towel is strategically placed, grab it, and dry off while still in the shower. The logic here, and I have to agree with it because I've seen it amplified now with 11 people living in my house, is that you will not track the water out and not soak the rest of the bathroom. Again, if you're a bachelor, not really an issue, but once people start to multiply, yeah, all of a sudden you could have flooding in the house. Next up on the list, apparently I'm supposed to go to the doctor every now and then. Now, personally, I don't think I was too bad, and that's because when you're in the military, they force you to go to the doctor once a year. But tons of my friends, I get it. They don't go to a doctor unless they're on their deathbed. Even then, they don't want to go. For them, it's like, what's he going to fix? I don't need anything. It's almost like a taboo subject. Women, on the other hand, seem to be much more comfortable going in and seeing a doctor, and it makes sense. Everything I've read about women's health, it's just, hey, they're going to go see a doctor more on average than men do. And I don't know what it is that we've got this belief that somehow going to a doctor makes you look weak. Seriously, gents, if you're not going to the doctor at least once a year, you are putting yourself at needless risk. What you're looking for and what the doctor will let you know, he's going to monitor your vitals. He's going to see if he can spot something before it comes up, before it becomes an issue that can cause bigger problems. Next up, we've got bed sheets. Bed sheets, I used to cheap out, but pampering yourself in nice bed sheets makes it feel like you're staying at a fancy hotel every night. 100% gents, this was me right out of college. I didn't care. I remember I had like a secondhand used mattress. I simply threw a sleeping bag on that mattress and I thought I was good to go. I thought I was saving money. To make it even worse, remember I was dating this girl, brought her back. She sees the mattress and it is on these plastic crates. I mean, these are the plastic crates you can store stuff in. I thought I was really smart, just stacking them up, put my mattress right on them, had my sleeping bag there. She was like, no, we're not going to sleep here. We're going back to my place. And even when I did get sheets, I have to admit, I didn't use the sheets. I just simply used a blanket on the mattress and only washed it, yes, when I had to. Whenever it started to smell, I did not. I mean, now I wash my sheets every single weekend. But yeah, there was a time it seemed like at least a month. It could have even been longer. To my defense, though, I usually showered before going to bed. So, all right, gentlemen, watch this. I'm about to blow your mind. This is how you fold a fitted sheet. Yes, right there, simple, easy, boom. That's how you do it. I have to admit, until my wife showed me that, I just took those and I threw them in the back of the closet. Now, gents, if you just enjoyed that tutorial on how to fold a fitted sheet, or if you just simply like learning cool things, do me a favor and smash that like button. By letting the YouTube algorithm know, hey, I like this video, it's going to share it with more men just like you. Another thing about beds is apparently they require at least 14 pillows. I was fine with one, and I actually just like a very flat pillow because I lay on my back, and I thought that's all you needed. But apparently you've got to have all these decorative pillows. You got to have pillows that are decorative pillows for the pillows, and then little pillows that sit on top. Now, seriously, my wife actually hasn't gotten into the whole pillow thing. Do any of you guys live with a woman that has to have like 14 to 20 pillows on every bed? Every time I see that, especially I'm at a hotel, I just knock all of them off and sleep with the one pillow. I don't know. Thank goodness I married a woman that really doesn't care that much about pillows. Anyone else with just a pillow, a woman that has to have pillows everywhere, let us know in the comments below. Now, as I was doing research for this video, a lot of guys said my significant other taught me how to properly load and run the dishwasher. I have to admit, I taught this to my wife because she was overloading it. She was waiting way too long. She was using, I don't think, great detergents. I explained, hey, you got to use a quality detergent. Make sure it's the kind that comes out of the bottle and you squeeze in there, not the kind. Don't go for those powders. Don't go for those, like, whatever, those pre-made little packet things. No. Instead, make sure the dishes are lined up properly. Do not overload it and get that thing running while the dishes are relatively soft. And if you have any doubt, I always turn that thing on high and go for the max setting. That being said, she did teach me not to to leave sponges and rags in standing water. So oftentimes I would wash dishes by hand and I would leave, just a sink full of water and I would leave the sponges and rags in there all day. She pointed out, hey, when you do this, they just smell really bad. So drain the water and hang them up to dry. And speaking of towels, you can't use them just for generic tasks. So nice towels that are in your bathroom, you would never use to clean up anything off the floor. Yes, I had this pointed out to me. I don't know why I was doing this, but it made sense. My wife has different levels of rags. You have the rags that can be used to clean things up off the floor, occasionally even with animals. Those are the lowest level ones. Then you've got the mid-level rags, which you can use to wipe down, just things around the house, but at a higher level. And then you've got the really nice rags, which you use to clean dishes. And when she explained to me, yes, it made a lot of sense. We've even now got guest towels, which I now understand I am not allowed to use. They are only for guests. So I guess that's why they're named guest towels. And building off of those towels, when you go to wash the towels, do not wash those really dirty towels with regular laundry. Apparently it sends smells over to the laundry. I just wouldn't. I would wash everything together. My wife clearly pointed out, no, don't mix these things. It's better to have smaller loads, but do not wash those dirty towels with your dirty clothing. Yeah, it makes sense. And according to Ghost 117, we've got skincare. My friends all laughed at me for derma rolling, beard rolling, clay mask in the shower, special serums for under my eyes, lotions, creams, etc. Smooth, soft skin and a softer beard. Guys, I don't flake, I don't itch, I look youthful. Meanwhile, my friends are endlessly picking at their faces and complaining about beard itch. Skincare, lads, skincare. Now, as the owner of a skincare company, I 100% agree with this comment, but seriously, gents, you guys know over at Vitaman, we've got natural, organic grooming products, whether it be for your hair, whether it be for your skin, whether you just simply, you want a lotion that's going to make you look great, you want a serum that's going to help with anti-aging, you want a hair product that's made with natural ingredients that's going to keep your hair looking good. Guys, I've got free samples using that link in the description of today's video. Go over to Vitaman, grab your free sample kit, and see why our products are the best out there in the world. Seriously, gents, I think we have the best grooming products on the planet. That's where I put my money where my mouth is, with a 100% money back guarantee on all of our products. Seriously, no risk. Try them out. Awesome products made in Australia. Vitaman. Again, use that link in the description of today's video to grab your free sample kit. Now, this one's one of my favorites, and it is, I didn't know that I can be wrong just because of my tone, but if I said something and my tone was not right, I am wrong. Basically, what this gentleman is saying, it's not always what you say, but it's how you say it. And you've got to understand the nuance in conversation. So my wife will sometimes say, yeah, that's fine. And I've got to understand that, no, that means it is not fine and that she is upset. And she's just saying that. Guys, we're pretty straight sometimes and we just say things how they are. Even if we are not happy with it, we'll go along. But with women, man, there's all of these, there's, whether the emotions going across, it's a lot more complicated. Now, this next one was a huge aha for me. It took me about 10 years to learn this. Living with my wife is that a lot of times when she tells me things that are going wrong, all these problems, she's not looking for advice. And, I would just refer her to a video I did here on YouTube. Now, seriously, I wouldn't do that, but I would try to fix the problem. I would try to say, okay, well, how about we do this or do that? And I realized most of the time she's just looking for sympathy. She wants to talk it out and lay it out there. And I have learned to just shut my mouth and listen. If I really think she's digging for advice, I will maybe say, okay, would you like my opinion or my thoughts? And I actually ask her that. It's actually pretty rare because usually she just talks through it and we go on and I just nod my head and make some, I'm listening because it's important to hear this, but I just realized, she just needs to get this off her chest. And I know I'm not the only one that does this. Any of you guys have the same thing with your partner? Let me know in the comments below. Now, this one perhaps is my favorite of all, and that is, I never got in trouble for being unfaithful in someone else's dream until I lived with a woman. Another guy jumped in and said, yeah, the first time I got hit with this, I thought she was joking. Of course, she was not. And just to be more specific, another gentleman chimed in and says, yeah, if my girlfriend dreams I cheated on her with a woman, I'm on her shit list all morning. Now, a few years ago, I probably would have thought this was a stupid comment, but it happened to me. And I didn't do anything, but my wife just woke up one morning and was really upset. Apparently, she had had a very vivid dream that I was cheating on her. And I'm like, where did this come from? Like, nothing's going on here. And I had to reassure her, and she got over it pretty quick. But I'm like, my goodness, I mean, this is, yeah. I mean, how do you get in trouble for something like that? Has anyone else had something like this happen? Let me know in the comments below. Next up, we got Babyface Killer, and he's saying not having a trash can in the bathroom. Now, I remember having a trash can in the bathroom, but it was definitely like a plastic bag that was tied around a knob or something like that, and literally just hanging there on the side. And I would throw any type of trash in there. My wife has explained, hey, only put in trash that isn't going to smell after a couple days, because those trash cans, she got a nice one and has a lid on it, and she points out, we change this once a week. So don't throw food in there because it's going to start to smell, and you can all of a sudden get, if you throw some fruit in there, all of a sudden you get fruit flies. Yes, not a good thing. It has happened, and I have to admit it was my fault. And speaking of trash cans, using trash bags and trash liners. I was pretty good with larger trash cans, but I wasn't consistent. I would just throw trash in there. Yeah, I don't have a trash bag. Fine, I'll just dump the whole thing. And I ended up, yeah, it just smells. You got to wash the whole thing. I don't know what I was thinking. Trash liners and bags are your friend. You know that saying, if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. Apparently, that's wrong. You always flush after using the bathroom. All right, gents, so what video to watch next? How about what not to do when you are insulted? Had a lot of fun with this video. Go check it out. It's a good one. And I talk about, yeah, what to do when somebody insults you, and yeah, how to take this, how to act with class, not like an a-hole. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.